And I'm sure he didn't know. But one thing I've learned, God always got a plan. Well, can I tell you why you guys are still alive? God got a plan for you. Want me to tell you why you're not completely broken? We're beyond, because God got a plan for you. He really does. That's why he brought you here. How many guys honestly say those other ministries that you went to didn't really help you like this ministry is helping you? Deal with some real issues that you have, because God put you here because he got a plan for you. I'm telling you, he's an expert at turning failures into a champion. Here's one. So you guys look at me now, but you didn't see me. Now I was 21 with my Jerry curl. I was coming into church dripping. Yeah. How many remember what was that movie, Coming to America? Remember the mother and the father sat down in the chair, and when they got up, and that big old spot, yeah, I know about that. Okay, verse 6. And when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the baby wept. And she had what? And this is one of the Hebrew children. Then his sister said to Pharaoh, daughter, shall I go and call a nurse for you from the Hebrew woman, that she may nurse the child for you? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go to the maiden, go. So the maiden went and called the child's mother. Now, I don't believe that she knew who the child's mother, but she knew that she was producing milk. I believe that was God's plan, to bring him back to his mother to nurse him. Okay? Because that's what ended up happening. Moses ended up going back to the mother, and she nursed him. So, verse 8. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. So the maiden went. Okay, verse 9. Then Pharaoh's daughter said to her, take this child away and nurse him for me, and I will give you your wages. So the woman took the child and nursed him. And the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became what? So basically, Moses was what? Moses was adopted. How many guys were adopted? Anybody here was adopted? Stephen. Come back. How many guys naturally was adopted like Moses? Okay, guess what? God still got a plan for you. God still got a plan for you. See? God still has a plan for you. Verse 10, and the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. So she called his name, who? Because I drew him out the water. Now, the word Moses means drawn out of water. So as I was kept saying that, Holy Spirit said this: God drew Moses out of drowning. Anybody feel like your life was drowning? And you can't hardly breathe? Guess what? You can be Moses too. God can draw you out of the water that you're in, where you feel like you're suffocating, you're drowning, and you have no future. Yeah, that's what he did with Moses. So, even from verse 1 to verse 10, how long a period you think that was? It was years. Why? He was born. He was nursed. What? He probably was nursed until 2, 3. Then it said the child what? Grew. Oh, he didn't know. He didn't have a name for. Trying to say how I won't say this. I just say it. This ain't the European way. Europeans, we picked up a lot of habits from Europeans. They're the ones who, when a child is born, they name a name. Indians, different races, what they'll do is wait until you're born, see your behavior, and then give you a name. Like the Indians, Running Bull. Why? He was always running around. getting into stuff. So he named him Running Bull. Yeah. Took him all these years before he got a name. So these were years apart. So even in verse 10 it said, and the child grew. She brought him the Pharaoh, daughter, and he became her what? Not child anymore, but a son. So we don't know, but it's safe to say at least 7 years had went by. So we're talking about the first 40 years of Moses' life. Now we're going to look at this. So can we say this? He was born in Egypt. He was born a slave. See, Pharaoh's daughter took Moses in, but he was a Hebrew. They were slaves to the Egyptians. So this man had everything against him. He was born in slavery. His daddy was just a man in the house. Huh? What else? Mama abandoned him. Got adopted. And got drawn up. He got drawn up out, and guess what? God still said, I got a plan for you, Moses. Anybody feeling better? Anybody getting some hope? Yeah. Woe is me. Maybe if they wrote another Bible, they put your name in it for all the great things you're going to accomplish. I'm not saying we're going to write another Bible. I'm not. Edit that, because all of a sudden people going to hit me up. See, the man, I knew he was a Mason. He said, now they going to write a new Bible. We're not talking about a new Bible. People are funny. When your mind jacked up, people look for negative stuff. Yes. Okay. Verse 11. Now check this out. Okay, verse 10, he was what? He was a son. So he was at least 13 and under. Because Jewish people consider boys a man when they're 13. Because they prepare them to be a man, not like us. We just get a title, self-made title. I was 15 talking about I was a man. Talking about nobody can tell me nothing at 15. Stupid. Now look at verse 11. Now it came to pass in those days when Moses was what? Now you're talking about a grown man. How many guys never saw how one chapter could be 20 years? Huh? See? That's why God called y'all here. That's why I'm the teacher. Y'all not. Now it came to pass those days, Moses was grown, that he went out to his brethren and looked at their burdens. And he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his brethren. He looked this way and that way, and when he saw no one, he killed the Egyptian, hid him in the sand. So now we got this cat probably was full of rage from his upbringing. Oh, I never heard of it. That's good. From his upbringing, he probably was full of rage and anger, and he looked around like, anybody looking? Shanked him. So now you have a man who was a murderer. But guess what? God still had a plan for him. It doesn't matter how your past has been. It doesn't matter with God. No, that's only 2 amen. It don't matter what you did. That's why I don't live in my past. Verse 13. And when he went out the second time, behold, 2 Hebrew men were fighting. He said to one, who did the wrong? Why are you striking your companion? Then he said, who made you a prince and judge over us? Do you intend to kill me as you killed the Egyptian? So Moses what? Feared and said, surely this thing is known. When Pharaoh heard of this matter, let me go back a little bit. I've learned this from, being older and some of my old friends. Man, they can kill somebody and still be afraid. Be afraid of the dark. I asked my son, how can you shoot somebody and still be fearful? He said, shooting's for cowards. I said, good answer. He killed somebody and was still afraid that people might know. Now, I did grow up with some killers. They ain't had no heart. They mama ain't had no heart. The daddy ain't had no heart. The dog didn't have, the cat didn't have no heart. I mean, little Tupac. Everybody, I mean, you know, like 20 people in prison. Even in those situations, guess what? God still got a plan for people. That's why you never give up on people. And it doesn't matter how old or whatever, God got a plan.